Ladies and gentlemen, happy Thursday evening and welcome to another edition of Jackman Radio. I am your host, Mike Jackman, and I'm very excited tonight to be joined by two fantastic comedians and funny fellows who I've had the pleasure and honor of working with a couple times. Mr. Tim Stone from Swansea, New Hampshire.
I gotta fucking wait.
And Mr. Maverick Prasad from Springfield, Massachusetts. How you guys doing?
I'm all right.
That's good.
Living the dream, man. I'm happy to be here with the Jackman, man.
Absolutely, yeah. We worked together just over a year ago, right, guys? We did a show in Swansea at the.
Yeah, that show was fun. At the Swansea Center.
That was crazy. The Swansea Center, because like we were in there, Stoney, and on the first floor, we were kind of the green room was kind of just like an open door policy, man. People were coming and going through the green. They're just coming through the green room all night. It's like, oh, okay, the show hasn't started yet, but I guess it kind of has. And then you were looking over at another part of the building. You're like, man, I don't know, on the wall over there, I think that's blood.
Hey, the Swansea House is a really cool place, man. We've all done some dirt in that building for sure.
It's got a lot of heart. It's got a lot of heart.
That's a little piece of Americana right there. It's still alive, like and kicking, you know.
Yeah, and the first time I ever saw DJ Nice was there at your Halloween party, like 7 or 8 years ago, Stoney.
Oh, gee, yeah.
Yeah. Now is that how you guys met each other?
That was Stacy. That was 6'7".
What year was that?
No, that was a different guy. I had a different DJ up there that day.
Oh, it was?
You're confusing your black people.
No, dude, I could have sworn that was DJ Nice. Well, you know what? He was wearing a mask. In all fairness.
Yeah, no, he was. Yeah. That was 6'7". That was. Cool,
I feel like an asshole because at the comedy show last year, I said to DJ Nice and said, "Hey, good to see you, man. It's been several years." He probably looked at me like, "Who the hell is this guy?"
Nice is a good dude. We don't call him nice because he's mean. You know, he's a nice dude. You take that.
Yeah. Now, how did you two get linked up? You guys, it seems like you guys have known each other for a while. And Mav, you've been in the comedy game a little bit longer than Stoney, right?
I've been doing it for 5 years.
5 years?
Yeah. How I met Stoney was actually Stoney came down to one of the mics. I was working with Pops there, and we had EMT Comedy. And we had a mic at this hookah place, and Tim and Ryan both came down. And of course, and that's how we met. Tim won that round. Every time a comedian did a good job, we would give a notebook out. But we couldn't read Tim's handwriting, so we thought it was Ryan, and we switched him.
It's like doctor's handwriting.
Yeah, I was nervous. It was the first time I ever signed when you start off doing amateur comedy, you just find a random bar and you go there and you sign a list and you wait for somebody to call your name and you go up and you share your ideas. I wanted to go outside of my area to find out if I was funny or not. I wanted to go where people were complete strangers and they didn't know they didn't know me from a hole in the wall. So I found Maverick. Maverick is like the godfather of comedy. If you do comedy on the East Coast and you haven't touched one of Maverick's open mics, then you're wrong and you're not doing it right. So like that's just the way it goes. Like everybody goes to work out Wednesdays. It's just one of those badges you got to get in order to be a New England comic. Maverick runs a tight open mic where there's a lot of comics from all over New England, all over America, honestly, that come to it now. And I was just lucky to stumble into it, and he came over to me and said, "Yo, you're funny. I want you to do more shit." So like that. Now he can't get rid of me. That's
you're stuck with him. Yeah, you're stuck.
Just like you got stuck with me at Honda. Like, you know, honestly, watching you and your brother do it when I worked at Honda was kind of my inspiration. Like, I could do this. We could go somewhere. You can get out of Keene and you can try this. Like you and your brother were doing these shows, these things that I'd always dreamed about. And so you are a big inspiration, Jagger. You know, your impersonations and your comedy is. I haven't seen anything better come out of New Hampshire. So as far as I'm concerned, you and your brother are two of the top dogs in the area.
Stoney, thanks, man. That means a lot. I mean,
thank you.
Whoa, where did Mav go? Mav just force ghosted us.
He'll come back.
And you'll have to forgive me, everybody who's listening. I've had a really nasty chest cold for the last 5 days. So I've been dealing with a fever and a chest cold, and I've got my remedies here. I got colloidal silver. Oh, we got Mav back here. I was just advertising on Infowars.com. Dayquil, colloidal silvers, and Canada Dry here, folks. The Canadian stuff. It's not from Justin Trudeau, but it's so. If I hallucinate tonight, that's why. Now, who's this Rhino guy trying to get in? Who's Rhino?
Oh, that's my buddy Ryan LaPointe.
Oh, okay.
He's a fellow comedian.
Oh, okay.
He's actually the guy who came with me. That's the guy Mav was just talking about. He actually helped me get my very first. He helped influence me as well. He pushed me to start doing it. One of the people that was like, "Yo, you got to start doing open mics. You got to stop being funny for free."
Yeah, and that's the thing, Stoney. You are a funny dude, man. Every time, so Stoney and I worked at a car dealership together. Everybody for I don't know 6 years, just about. I mean, I was there till 20. I was there from 2013 to 2019, and you were there, I think, before me.
We don't need to say. We don't need to say how long I was there. It was too long.
Hey. Hey, my old man was a car dealer, so it's in the family, man. We're gluttons for punishment.
Oh,
and,
dude,
I grew up going to the auction block, seeing my dad work on cars, detailing cars with my old man. He called it Car Wars, and I don't know. We had fun, Stoney. We made the most of it. We had a lot of fun. We moved a lot of iron.
The people around it. You guys working in that back office. It was always a treat to go back there and just we'd start laughing until the bosses separated us. Like, it's all right. You guys got to stop.
Right.
Yeah, man.
You guys gotta make some money.
When Stoney came, because I would shut that whole building down. Everybody would be watching us do a little show in the front. Like,
yeah. Well, I'm glad you brought it to the stage. So Mav, this is the workout Wednesdays you guys do. Is that it's an Irish Ale House? It's called down there in near where you live.
In Springfield, yep.
In Springfield, okay.
Yeah, before I was kind of nomadic. Irish Ale House is probably the place I've been the longest. Like, been there a year. Before that, I was like in Holyoke, West Springfield, different parts of Springfield. Yeah, cafe place, escape room. When the local mic that I was around, like, went out, stopped being a mic anymore, I needed to find a place. So I just started doing my own.
So it's kind of the Wild West down there for you guys. I mean, if you go up there and you're not having a good night, the crowd's going to let you know, or the fellow comics are going to let you know, right?
Oh, hell
dude,
yeah.
It's not for the faint of heart. That's not really. It definitely will thicken up your skin. I love it.
But you got to do that, right, guys? I mean, we've all bombed, man. I've been up and I was like, I got so many good jokes, and dude, I just fell flat on my face, and you got to do that to get anywhere. So I'm sure
you're
you
not
guys.
a comedian until you bomb. You know,
yeah.
I think that's kind of it. Yeah. Till you take that long drive home, staring at your reflection in the windshield, questioning everything you've ever done in your life and why you didn't pay attention in school.
Yeah, right. I say to people, yeah, I'm a failed comic, aka a podcaster.
A true failed comic. I think you'd be a waiter by now if you were failed. So that's you'll be good.
A waiter or a barista or something for the or the incoming
bumpers on the car lot, bro.
Misspelling people's names on Starbucks cups,
with little hearts over the eyes.
That's coming up. So do you guys think comedy could heal what's going on in the Middle East right now, Stoney? It sounds like you have some opinions.
He just called me out
as a former military man and a.
I did spend some time. I was a POGAS. I never kicked indoors, first of all, but I was in the rear with the gear. The greatest thing about this country is we have a choice. You don't have to go on the front line. So I was appreciative of that, but I supported those guys. Listen, I don't support anybody that kills anybody. I think it's a tough situation what's going on in the Middle East. The Gaza Strip's referred to as an open-air prison that's controlled by Israel, and Israel can't have them coming in and taking hostages and killing people. It's a tough. We're flirting with it. I want to say bad stuff right now.
Well,
as a comedian, I like to contradict. Okay, and this is a hot topic, and you can get people that contradict. I just don't see which side is right here. Like, I don't see, and I don't know. It seems like it's the whites versus the Arabs right now. We're just drawing the lines right now, and it's not cool. Like, I think there's a much more diplomatic solution to this.
Yeah, I agree, and I think everybody who's died, they're at first and foremost, these are all human beings. Forget about what religion or what, are they Muslim? Are they Christian, Jewish? Are they Arab? Are they Palestinian? You know what I mean? Like it's like these are innocent human beings are caught in the crossfire, and obviously what happened on October 7th was appalling and disturbing, but sadly it wasn't shocking because of the events of the last 70 plus years.
You gotta think. I just wonder, like, what pushes a person to do that. Nobody just. So people just say there's pure evil in the world. Yeah, I get that, but like even.
Well, if you shut off my internet and my hot water for 2 hours every day, I might longer than 2 hours. I might want to do that too. You know what I mean? Like that's part of it.
I don't understand that aspect of it. You know what I mean? And they want to that's. Hamas is. I mean that I don't think they voted in Hamas too, if I'm not mistaken, from what I can read. And that's the government that they chose. I don't know if they were forced into it or what have you, but I do know that they made a choice and they chose that. And so I don't know. That's a confusing and very hostile situation.
It is, and I think I watched a couple of actually really great conversations. There was a comedian from Egypt. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, Bassem Youssef, who was on with Piers Morgan, and he the first interview he did, it was just 30 minutes of him using satire and sarcasm to educate Piers Morgan about his point of view on it, and he brilliantly used comedy and satire to do that. And if you haven't checked that out, it's a great interview. And then they just did an hour and 45-minute follow-up, and he brought Pierce some not hot, but he brought him some olive oil pressed from olives from the West Bank that his wife made because she's Palestinian. So, it humanized it and it showed a different angle to it that the media doesn't always cover. And it's crazy to see comedians trying to explain to people the news or what's really going on. Isn't that how it's been the last 20 years?
Well, you gotta bring people, you gotta bring awareness to it through laughter, I guess is the way to go about it. I mean, that's one of the gifts that I guess we can do. If you look at a map from like 48, that whole chunk was just called Palestine.
The Nakba. Yeah.
Now it's called Israel with just a chunk of it called Palestine. So I don't know, that seems like a I don't know. There's two sides to every story. That's
how about what happened to us in this country when we couldn't get toilet paper for like a month and we went tits up. We were hoarding toilet paper and like, God, we got to chat here,
dude. You're not, dude. You're not lying, man.
Great blue sweater from Hartford Whalers '97. Thanks, Poopsie. That's my boy, Poopsie.
Oh fuck yeah!
Videos.
It's a Tony Twist one too, so I don't know if he knows anything about the Twister, but
I'm sure he does. Yeah, he's holding on hope that the Hartford Whalers are going to come back. He keeps.
Oh, that'd be a great extension, man.
He keeps that flame alive. Yeah,
let's bring back the wheel. It's tough. Although, as an entertainer, I gotta tell you, dude, Connecticut sucks.
Yeah, you guys play Connecticut much?
Yeah, I gotta tell you, like when I go to Connecticut and perform, I'm just like, I see why they took your sports teams because you suck. I'm not saying about your boy, but I mean, good.
Why don't you like Connecticut? What's your beef with Connecticut?
See, Twister. Yeah, that's
Poopsie knows.
He's the man. That's it. There's it. We've had some rough nights out in Hartford. So
you guys have done Hartford, yeah.
Yeah. That's these guys drag me everywhere. I don't go alone. I wouldn't be alive. That's my magic.
And you, Mav, you do DJing and like MCing too, right? Isn't that part of your deal? Or you just
my cousin DJ Nice Jones? He does the DJing part.
He's the DJ. Okay, so you guys are the package. This is the duo package, folks. You get Nice Jones DJing, and you get Mav MCing and doing the comedy.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, my whole thing was I wanted to get a team. I didn't feel like comedy is a great journey. It's not going to happen overnight. If you think it's going to happen overnight, you must have a lot of money or people, family that do shit. But it's a journey, and I'd rather just do my journey with my friends, like people that I like hanging around. Because if you look at it like as a comedian, if you're entertaining all the time, it's like going to work. When I used to work a regular 9 to 5, I had my coworkers I like chilling with, Then you have the other ones you just wish that they just like fire, quit, or someone would just give them some good dick. You want some good loving, so that way they could enjoy it. But these guys are like, we keep each other in check. When we suck, we're upfront and honest about it. Tim pulled me aside one time. He's like, yo, you know why your joke stinks? And I'm like, I'm thinking it's the crowd. He's like, no, it's you, bro. It's you. You're not doing this part right.
I didn't say that.
He didn't say it like that. That's how we tell the story, though.
Yeah.
Tim's so lovely and funny because every time you make Tim seem out of character, he'll go, no, that wasn't me.
Oh, yeah, you get Stoney to laugh. Yeah, it's a win. It helps your day. Now I view the day jobs and then the people you meet who you stay in touch with after that as like the various people who ended up being survivors on the different seasons of The Walking Dead. Like one job you got one or two cast members. I got Stoney and like 2 or 3 people from the dealership who I still see and talk to. So that was a successful season. The rest of them got eaten by walkers, but the last job that I have, I think I talked to like one person from the last 9 to 5 kind of regular job that I had before I went fully remote when the Flu World Order broke out. We had the Flu World Order. We got zombies everywhere beating down the doors and trying to hoard toilet paper and just goblins everywhere.
I hit pretty hard too. I battened down the hatches too. I got kicked out of my job.
The car business will turn you. You either live. What is it? You live long enough to see yourself become a hero, or no? You either live long enough to become a villain or die a hero, or you sell cars.
It was man, that was the best thing that ever happened to me was getting fired from that place.
Yeah, I mean, so Stoney, you didn't really start doing stand-up in earnest till after the car, or no, you were doing gigs when you were.
I did it a couple times, but man, I got to tell you, like working as like a, and there's nothing against salesmen, but it makes you a different type of. I wouldn't be as good of a comedian if I didn't leave. Essentially, is what that is. Like it just makes you a different person, and it's a double-edged sword. Like sales it's a hard job. It's a job that all of us can do in here because we have that gift. But like, I don't know.
Well, it's like putting on a performance when you're doing sales. It really is. You're there trying to convince the person, and you got your spiel and your talking points. And I was watching one of your recent reels, Stoney. I thought this was funny. It looks like you've done this in a couple places, but you're telling a Trump joke, and you're like, "Oh, all the people with the MAGA hats, they just telling us who all the racists are." Or, how does that one go?
Basically,
what kind of response are you getting from the different crowd?
I think Trump did one great thing is that he put all the racists in bright red hats, so we know where they are. That's kind of.
So you get some love and some hate for that joke.
Oh yeah, it's really you get really. And one time I had a guy turn it sideways and act like he was black, and I was like, well, that's not racist.
Black MAGA is amazing.
It's fun to work both sides. I don't think either. The title of that joke is "Vote None of the Above." I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, Brewster's Millions, when he runs for mayor, Richard Pryor, and he wants nobody to vote for it. I feel like that's the situation we're in right now. If there's one thing that everybody can agree on, I think 90% of the people polled in this country can agree on is we don't want Trump or Biden.
That's
but when you pick on Biden, nobody gives a shit because nobody voted for Biden because they wanted to. But there's that select like 20% of these crazy people that voted for Trump because they really think he's their friend. And whenever you say something bad about their Lord and Savior, man.
Excuse me, Stoney. Okay, you're being very disgusting, Matt. Isn't he? I think he's being so rude and so dishonest and so unfair right now. Okay, I am their friend. I am their savior. I am their retribution, and I am their vengeance. He's the vengeance. He's gonna come in, dude. But no, I agree, man. It's like really Biden and Trump are our choices. That's why my boy RFK Jr. is up over 22% in the polls right now in a 3-way match with those other two clowns. And
he's getting more. He's getting more steam. It seems like. Do you think he's gonna help or hurt putting another party in that race? Yeah, because there's a lot of people that are on the opinion that having an independent party is just like a shoe-in for Trump.
Well, actually, for what Bobby's doing, he takes away from Trump actually right now more than Biden.
You're the guy. Yeah. Like, there's a lot of people's opinions that seem to say that we don't need another independent person or what have you. I still am under the impression that I I don't know what's going to happen, but I feel like these guys aren't even going to be our options in the end. I feel like something sneaky is going to happen here.
Well, I got 1 foot. I got 1 foot on a banana peel, the other in a grave. You know, my son. Come on, man.
Did you hear that? Did you watch that Shane Gillis special? He's like, I love Biden because he turns into a Roomba at the end of his, and he just at the end of his day,
I did see that.
That's it.
I did see that. So what was that?
I don't see why everybody hates that man so much. I mean, I see why you don't like him as a president, but to hate Joe Biden is like.
I got my issues with Biden. I mean, the dude's been
it's just hard to hate a grandpa. Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't want him to be my president. I wouldn't even want him to like wash my car or watch my dog. But like, would you want to come take a shower with me, Stoney? You want to come hit the shower? We could shower together with Hunter and Ashley. If you ever read her diary, it's very illuminating. We talk about showering. Shower together. No, there's you got that raspiness at the end of it when he says that.
Dude, it's just elderly abuse at this point, guys. I don't know.
It is.
You know, he's been in the game for 50 plus years, and make no mistake, man, Joey B he's a gangster. I mean, that guy. You don't run for president 3 times and make it to that position without some without getting.
We're gonna get stuck with Hillary. I still feel like that's coming.
Oh God! I don't think so. I saw someone tweeted. It was from like October of 2016, just before the election between Trump and Hillary, and Hillary had tweeted a photo of herself as a young woman, and it said, "This girl is the next president." And someone underneath it wrote, "Wow, this aged well." It's still satisfying. I got to say, man, it's still very satisfying. That not only that she lost, but it was him. It was him that beat her. You know.
Yeah, dude.
It was always Fredo, but
that's hands down the greatest thing he ever did. Honestly, besides the red hats, it's beating Hillary.
What did you guys do for Halloween? Did you guys do anything for Halloween or dress up?
Oh, Mav did. Mav ran the town, man.
What was that outfit you were wearing, Mav?
I was riding a flamingo.
You're riding a what?
Flamingo.
Oh, flamingo.
Inflatable costume, so it's me riding a flamingo.
Okay.
Hey, my wife was a pineapple.
Your wife was a pineapple, and you were riding a flamingo. That's got like a Hawaiian flair to it.
Yeah, that's Hawaiian.
Sure. There's other things we can't talk about with pineapples here, Mr. Jackman.
Pineapples make things taste really good, okay? Just ask Melania's contracted to taste things once a month, okay? She is. No, I didn't dress up this year. I think I peaked a few years ago, man. I dressed up as Steven Seagal. In like this is before the allegations came out, so I did like the goatee. I got like a pair of yellow goggles, and I had like a fake sword and a purple dress shirt. Yeah, I got to find a picture of that.
Dude,
that was
back in my day, the name for John Wick was a little different. We used to call what's that guy's name? Fucking I drew a flat. What's it? Casey? What's it? Casey Rygar?
Casey Ryback. I'm just a cook.
Casey Ryback. Back in my day, John Wick's name was Casey Ryback. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just a cook.
He's
anything but a cook, dude. He's actually like the Vietnam vet, special forces, like commando. They got him in there chopping carrots, though. You know.
Oh man, I remember that movie in the theaters. Remember that scene as a kid when that cake scene came on? I always made my
Gary Busey comes out with the big fake.
Gary Busey, I forgot about the other guy. Busey's in that movie. Oh, dude, hands down, one of the best. Have you ever seen the movie Surviving the Game?
Oh, dude, Ice-T.
Yes. Oh. Okay. That scene where Gary Busey talks about his dog, how he had to kill his own dog.
Yeah, Prince Henry Stout.
I think that's real. I don't even think that was scripted. I think they were just hanging out one day.
They gave Gary a quick bump, and they're like, "Okay, the camera's rolling, just go."
You just go.
Just
Prince
go.
Henry Stallion.
Yeah.
I can't believe you remembered his name.
And my father had the dog there. And he was like, "Ah!" Yeah, I'll do that. That seems totally stands out.
Boom.
Yeah. Dude, at the end, man, when Ice-T's walking away, and he's like, "Never forget to check the barrel of a gun." And fucking, what's his name?
I check the barrel of Nerf guns now because of that movie.
It's so good, dude.
Yeah,
man. Speaking of rappers, did you guys see that they arrested that guy for Tupac's murder and he pled innocent today in court?
Yeah, I did see that. I did. I'd like to know some of the more details behind that. Like how they just figured that out. Now I'm not too into that. But
I'll be honest, neither am I.
Yeah, I've looked at it a little. What's that?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say over the years I've kind of it's like that old Chris Rock joke. He's like, man, Tupac got shot at the Vegas Strip and they can't figure out who it was, and we got Bin Laden all the way over in Pakistan. He's like, we got Osama Bin Laden and we can't figure out who shot Tupac.
Yeah, on the Las Vegas Strip on a fight night too.
Yeah,
like, nobody saw that shit. Like that's the crazy part about that.
Well, basically, this older guy, I think his name's Keefe D, said that he was in the car with 3 or 4 other people, and his nephew was the trigger man. And his nephew actually ended up being shot and killed a year or 2 later in an unrelated incident. And he's been saying this publicly in interviews and in a book, and he never got arrested. But they finally arrested him, and it's in court now. So it'll be.
Yeah. I saw when he got arrested, and I actually saw the they had the cop's body cam footage and you could just hear him talking to the cop. It was pretty eerie. He was trying to tell the cop who he was. He was like kind of taking credit for the murder without trying to be guilty. So like it's got to be scary for that dude in jail. One's got to imagine. I don't know. I would think Pac still got some jail cred, don't you think? I don't.
He's still releasing new music, so you know.
Can we just get him to admit this so we can say he's dead? You know, like that's kind of thing. Like,
yeah, I don't know, but Suge Knight, who was in the car with Tupac, who got shot but survived, said that he wouldn't testify in the trial, which is interesting because he grew up with this guy. He grew up with Keefe D, I guess. So I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out who shot JFK. So I'm kind of, one thing at a time. Man,
Tupac's got a little ways to go here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's only been 27 years. We got 60 years coming up on the Kennedy.
Well, maybe Kennedy should have dropped some platinum tracks. You know what I mean?
Well, he was dropping a lot. He wanted to drop the CIA, and they didn't like that.
I got that. He should have gone at Diddy instead of the friggin' Federal Reserve. Maybe it's. There
was the funny conspiracy theory in politics that's been in the news this week. You guys following the 24 race at all? Like any of the Republican candidates, like Ron DeSantis. So you guys,
as much as you can stomach it.
Yeah. So you guys know Ron DeSantis, right? The governor from Florida. I love this thing because there is a thing that he's wearing lifts in his boots. Here, let me show you. Check this out. Let's see. This is funny. You guys are gonna like this. Okay.
He's wearing like lifts, like actually shoes.
Look at that.
Yeah. So see, that's actually. I mean, they look like. See, his toes aren't right there.
No, they're not. There's nothing in it.
At that flat part, you can see where it bends up. Those are clown shoes, man.
Yeah, it does look like clowns. So that's actually. This is an illustration of what it is. He's basically wearing high heels. It's like a stripper or something.
Jesus.
Yeah.
How tall is he? Is he short? Is that what the deal is?
Well, I call him Meatball, okay? We nicknamed him Meatball. He's Meatball Ron. He's maybe 5'9", 5'10" on a good day. I'm 6'3". Trump's ass is up here somewhere where Meatball's chin is. So, It's just an interesting conspiracy theory being floated, and I think there's some credibility. What do you guys think?
That's just their insecurities. I think there's something to that. That's funny because they're insecure just like us, and they go up there and they act like it, and they got to do things to make up for their mishaps and stuff. I guess that's probably 100% legit.
I guess the lifts give them like 1.5 to 2 inches. So, hey, every inch matters, right?
Yeah, and then that quaff and his hair gives him another inch, you know. They had a campaign guy, a black guy from Florida, up here door knocking in Swansea, New Hampshire, handing out DeSantis flyers the other day. He came to my door, dude, and I was just like, dude, you have so many houses to go, dude. May the force be with you. And he appreciated it. Like, I don't know, like, what are you doing, DeSantis? He's like putting people. If this is what he's willing to do to his campaign people, I don't want him as my president. That's scary. Yeah. This guy was a lieutenant in the army. Imagine what he was doing to his troops.
Yeah, wasn't he a JAG lawyer or one of his jobs? He was down at Guantanamo Bay during the really rough couple years, like 05, 06, 07.
DeSantis was?
Yeah, he was down at Guantanamo when they were doing hunger strikes, and they were force feeding the prisoners down there. And this one prisoner specifically remembers seeing DeSantis like cackling and smiling when the prisoners were being force fed. So that scandal's just under the surface, but I think it could come out. But I don't know. He strikes me as a pretty slick psychopath.
Yeah. Yeah, the Guantanamo Bay, there's some sketchy stuff that happened there. I watched a bunch of stuff on that, too. I didn't know he was involved with that. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I think he was over in Iraq, too, and one of his jobs was to make sure that who he was working with were treating prisoners fairly or they were engaging in proper warfare conduct.
And we all saw those photos. They came out nice.
Dude, Abu Ghraib, remember those? The thing that looks like the Blair Witch?
Yeah, remember that girl with the gun and her like BDUs, like with her foot on the.
Yeah, she's like.
Yeah, dude, just like
a bunch of naked people, and they're just trying to compare it to like.
When I was in the army, you weren't even allowed to take your BDU top off like that. Like I can't imagine to be able to do that. And just like it, I'm more mad about the uniform violation. That's all I'm saying. I would have gotten beat to shit for that, you know.
Oh man. Yeah, you guys have had some veterans in your crowds too. I've seen you guys have had some good back and forth with veterans.
Yeah, we have a famous heckler that comes down to Workout Wednesday. That's he crashed in a helicopter in Vietnam, and he's a surly guy. Yeah, he likes to. And you don't realize it until he starts, heckling you, and then you figure it out pretty quick. He's a tough dude, you know. Yeah, we have had a couple veterans down there. Actually, and Hank, we have a bunch and there's a couple comedians that are veteran. There's a lot of veteran comedians too. I'd say 40% of us are veteran. I'm surprised that people are like a lot of Air Force and Navy people.
Yeah, trying their hand at comedy.
Yeah.
Now, Stoney, you went up to Maine for the Portland Comedy Fest a month or two ago, right? How did that go?
That was fun, man. It was cool to be selected. I submitted a tape, and then they put me in a couple shows, and I did a couple. I walked on to a couple other shows. It was interesting. Portland, there was like every restaurant, every bar, there was just like a show going on. It was just like comedy was everywhere. There was comedians from all over the world there. It was a lot of fun. I met a lot of cool people, and like I said, probably did like 30 minutes worth of shows up there, like, a bunch of 5-7 minute slots here and there. And it was just cool to meet people and see that level of talent and be exposed to it, man. And I got to do a show in a bowling alley. I feel like every comedian should do a show in a bowling alley. It's just something like it.
Every band and every comedian, bowling alley. That's
I've done some shows. I've only been doing it for like a year and a half. I've done some pretty fun places there.
You're competing with like a kid's 8th birthday party, you know?
Hey, Maverick's done those. Did you do a kid's birthday party last year?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
How old?
16.
It was his 16th birthday party?
Yeah.
How did that go?
It was a learning experience because it started off as being us like, yo, if you don't do well in life, this is where you're gonna end up. You know what I mean?
Oh man, it takes a lot of.
It's pretty great. Like the kids looked at us like, "Who the hell are you guys?" And this is who your mom bought. Like,
okay, as long as the check cleared, man. There's. So guys, we're 3 of us are on a bill coming up here. I'm really excited. I want to I want to share this. We are with the founder of the Portland Maine Comedy Festival. Mr. Ian Stewart's going to be headlining at Cooper's Hill on Thursday, November 16th, right here in Peterborough, New Hampshire. And we've got Mr. Ian Stewart headlining. I will be hosting, and Mav and Stoney, you guys are on the bill as well. So that's
a cool place, man. That's gonna be a lot of fun. He's a funny person too, so that's gonna be. It's cool to be opening for him and on the same bill with people like that. Like,
Yeah.
so Maverick's also starting to blow up. Who you opening for next month, Maverick too?
Bill Polsley.
Yeah, so we're starting to. It's cool to see this level of talent.
Who is it? Bill who?
Bill Polsley.
Bill Polsley.
Yeah, he's from this area, so he's doing this is his first time performing back in Springfield, because he's really big out in LA and everything. And he's doing this talent show, comedy show, kind of like a fuck you to all the high school people who turned him down and everything. So it's really great. It's a creative process, and everything. So
cool. That's awesome. Yeah, you guys got a bunch of shows coming up, and so this show, guys, is going to be Thursday, November 16th. Doors are at 8:30. Shows at 9:30, and you can get tickets. Let me see if I can show the ticket link, and the ticket link is also in the description. And tickets are $30 for general admission, and I guess they have a obstructed seating where you can still kind of hear the show and you can see it, but there might be so it's around to be like the Boston Garden back in the day. I'd never heard of obstructed seating, but I guess that's discounted at $25.
That makes it feel real official.
That sounds like, is that the black people section in the back? Like, I'm trying to figure out what that is. I've never seen that before, so I was like, I don't know what's going on right now.
Yeah, I don't know. It's an Irish. Oh, here we go. Okay, let me see. I got this. Yeah, so here's the ticket, guys, on eventbrite.com. Like I said, the link is in the description of this video. And Peterborough, New Hampshire, it's not really much of a comedy scene here. So we are going to be the comedy scene here in Peterborough, New Hampshire that night. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. And
my daughter was born in Peterborough. I'm looking forward to coming back. Hopefully I don't leave with another freaking kid.
I get to see all the stories I heard of that place, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, man.
I do talk a lot. I just stopped talking now because I heard this on YouTube. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little lewd. Like, I saw this was episode 169. I'm like, of course.
Of course. Wow.
That's why you put 69 in your Facebook.
That's how we talk about it, yeah.
Well, 69, it's a number. I taught my kids it's the best number. It's a number that, quite frankly, everybody we do the 69 and the 96 and the binga bunga,
The binga bunga.
The binga bunga. Aaron does the binga binga.
Binga binga.
I would love to be able to just have Ivanka Trump just be able to sit down and tell me the truth and not have to worry about any consequences. Like, what was life like, my dear?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, Mav, my mother never held me. My dad never told me he loved me. He said, just be a killer, okay? We're going to bully your older brother because he wants to be basically a bus driver in the air. He wants to be an airplane pilot. Basically, why would you want to do that? He's like a bus driver. So they bullied Fred Jr. to death. He drank himself to death in the early 80s. And Trump, because Trump wasn't the oldest brother. The whole empire was supposed to go to Fred Jr. But he didn't.
Time travelers, I heard they got Tesla's cart. They got Tesla's patents from after he died. They're time travelers.
He bends time and space, dude. Just his hair alone. On the sides, like crispy ramen. It's like a golden retriever meets crispy ramen noodles. It's kind of want to pet it. It might bite back. It's like a squash with teeth.
It friggin' is.
Well, I'll definitely be doing some Trump. It's funny because Cooper's reached out because they wanted to do more of I don't know. I think they wanted the Trump thing, and I'm like, well, I do Trump, but Eric's the one who dresses as Trump. So you'll get the discount Trump. You know, he'll get me. Even though I did it first in 2006. Actually, I've been doing Trump lives.
You have great Bernie, and you have my favorite is I love the bar rescue guy, man.
There'll be some Taffer. Look, we're going to be performing in an Irish bar. I expect to see a midget dressed as a leprechaun filleting me up front.
Dude, we went to a wedding one time with this guy. He didn't break character the whole time. He was just going around smashing people that was God bless his soul. It was Patty's wedding, man.
Oh man, that was a beautiful wedding. Today's Marissa's birthday. Happy birthday, Marissa!
Yeah, happy birthday to Marissa. I did say hi to her too. Yeah, that's damn it. I'll never forget that.
You guys know each other for how long? I didn't catch that. Like, I know you worked together, but how long?
Man, Stony, we've probably known each other 10 years, 9 or 10 years.
We're right up there, man, for sure. A good 10 years, too.
Yeah, it's been a good 10 years. And I was saying to Mav earlier, like, whenever I would do these jobs, these 9-to-5 jobs, it's like The Walking Dead. I would meet a couple people, and then there'd be some survivors from that job that I'd carry on in my life.
Yeah.
Only a couple season to season. And,
you're 100% right. Yeah, no, you're 100. There's only a few cast members left, and that's what makes it real too. It's amazing how they all just disappear, right?
Yeah, and now we're doing comedy shows together. Isn't it crazy how life works out sometimes?
Man, yeah, no, it's right. It good. Good things can happen if you think good things. I guess.
Absolutely.
I don't know. Yeah, dude, that's right, man. We came a long way from making jokes at those cubicles, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, I think you got dealing with the public and doing retail and customer service. I think if you don't have a sense of humor, you're not going to last doing that, or you're not going to be able to get up and do that day to day. You got to have a sense of humor, right?
I don't know how you guys did what you did. You just answered the phones back there in that chicken coop. Like
dude, some days it'd be 100 plus phone calls.
I at least got to go out and like smoke weed in cars and stuff like that.
That's right.
I used to love taking naps in Odyssey vans, man. That was like one of my favorite things to do, especially like fall time. You could just like crack the window, get a nice little breeze, and bury yourself in the middle of the lot. Yeah. And we wonder why I'm fired.
Well, we don't have to totally go into that show. I'm still part of it. It's like the mob. Once you're in the family, you're always in the family. Okay?
Yeah, no, I got kicked out of it. I got escorted out of that family.
Were you? Well, sometimes families fight. Ask Vin Diesel and The Rock, I got family.
I got family.
So Mav, who are your influences getting into comedy? You said you've been at it for 5 years. Who do you really like and kind of impacted you, and how did you kind of get going on it?
To be honest, before I started doing comedy for a little bit in 2016 and stopped and went to a podcast, doing a podcast. And I'm on this podcast, everyone liked me, but like, who is this guy? So I'm like, I gotta get my name out there. So I started, I'm like, let me take up comedy again. So I started doing that. Who inspires me is really like, I've always loved comedy. I got Bernie Mac first off, hands down, loved him. A lot of people like Jamie Foxx was always one of my favorite. Adam Sandler, Richard Pryor, and Jim Carrey. Those guys I always liked just because of the concept of a comedian for me. I don't really like I like saying I'm a comedian, but I also like saying I'm an entertainer. So I like to be like all around entertainer. I want to try to do it all. Like sometimes I'll throw singing bits in my thing. Or some, I want to get more into improv. I want to practice more improv. I did a little bit of that in college with acting. But other than that.
And your old man is a singer, right? He's a musician too?
So my pops always sang. He wasn't an official singer, but he had a stuttering problem. And one day his teacher's like, would you just sing instead of talking? And that's when he realized, I'm good at singing because he could always sing well. But that's like, the church. That's a typical Black fairy tale, right? Everyone wants to sing in the church. You don't have a choice.
That's beautiful, man. Yeah.
That's awesome. Man. I didn't know that, Mav.
I know Jackman does his research.
Did you?
It's my weaponized autism. I have an analytical mind. I see something once and I don't forget it. No, I sing in the shower, shower in the car.
Well, there's two types of people, right? There's the ones that sing and then the ones that don't.
Yeah. I play the drums, so I get to sit during the shows. I'm more of a sit down comic as it is anyways, but I am getting into fighting weight for the show. I've actually, probably since I've been sick, probably lost like 10 pounds. So that's actually a good thing to come out of this, Sponsored by Dayquil, folks.
So
what are the shows you guys got coming up this month? I see you put out a couple other flyers and shows you guys are doing.
I have a show in Connecticut I'm hosting with at Dangles. I've never been there. It's in New Haven, so I'm gonna be hosting that one. It's pretty amazing people on that though. And then your show. Then we have a show on the Laugh Bros with Detroit Reed, comedian, on December 17th, and he's really getting big. He's a hilarious guy. I've met him. Well, I haven't met him, but I know of him through our friend Alex. And Alex really set that up, so that's gonna be really good. We'll be doing a brunch show with him headlining. So it's just pretty cool, man. Because when you're doing comedy, as you said, this area is the Wild West. So there's really nothing to do. You start doing a mic, you get people coming. You're not supposed to be doing that yet. I'm like, well, when can I? When I tell you, well, who are you? You know what I mean? And like everyone wants to whip out everyone they work for, which is great. I don't knock anybody who's doing their thing. Like grind and be successful is all I wish for anybody in comedy. But at the same time, it's just like I'm just like have this desired path to just be a household name. Like I want people to be like, at least they say, hey, that Maverick guy, he's pretty funny, or he's pretty fucking crazy. You know what? It is one of the others. But regardless of what, there's no bad news. We're still going to talk about Trump. Whether you hate him or not, Trump's still sitting there rubbing himself. Yeah, say my name. Yeah, wear those red hats for me.
How are you? Oh, dude, exactly. I don't care what they say about me, Mav, as long as they say Trump and billionaire and spell it correctly. That's all that matters.
Exactly, man.
If there's no, what is it? There's no such thing as bad publicity, right?
Yeah.
Even if you're under 91 indictments, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
He might win again, too, guys. I mean, I'm just throwing that out there. Like he very well could be the next.
We gotta. I'll be honest with you. I just really hope that, like, bipartisan. I'll be honest. This is my stand. I don't think we need another party in there just to mix it up, because through chaos is the only way you're gonna get anything there. Because the left and right is like, you have your mom and dad who hate each other, but they won't get a fucking divorce. And you're really praying to God, please just separate so we can all be in peace. But these guys are just like, they're just selfish, non-thinking people who don't really care about the middle class, who is like really holding this whole country up,
Yeah, it is, man. And joking aside, dude, it's a sad state of affairs in a lot of ways. Congress has like a 12% approval rating. They can't get anything done. I mean, I got a better approval rating than Congress. You know what I mean? Yeah, some fat dude in New Hampshire, But I mean, they got that guy George Santos, who they were trying to expel. Who basically,
I can't believe they can't get rid of that guy.
Dude, he lied about his entire resume. Like,
I can't believe it.
The most
fascinating. He said he was Jew, and he said, "No, I didn't say I was Jew. I said I was Jew-ish." Did you see that? That was what his reply was. That's bananas.
Yeah. That, I mean, have you guys seen? What's that?
I just don't know how people could sit there and they're like caught in these horrible lies and make these such fucked up excuses that we want to let pass with our kids, but yet we accept it because they're our leaders. They got these roles, It's just how like brainwashed we are, sadly, that we can't really say, hey, the emperor is not wearing any clothes, guys. He's really just flashing us,
No, he's butt naked. Yeah, no, he's the emperor is dangling and then some. Yeah, no, they got the senator there in New Jersey, Menendez, who had like gold bars in his fridge or something, like, yeah. And then you got and then they refused to retire. I mean, Congress is a hospital and the Senate's a nursing home.
Mitch McConnell, that is bananas to me, dude. I've seen that look before, dude. That's what my kid looks like that when he's shitting his pants. I'm sorry.
He was rebooting. He was like,
I knew that dude. That dude was just spray farting through 3 levels of cloth. That's why it's you know that feeling when you fart and then it touches your skin again and you're like, oh crap. That just happened, dude. That dude hadn't eaten anything but like soup and Werther's Originals probably for the last 6 years.
yeah, dude.
You know what the fucked up part about it is? His people had like a protocol for it. Like they knew, like he crapped his pants. Just like scatter. You know, they like put this like wing around his back so nobody could see. Anyway.
Yeah, they had to get the shark liner in place. It was a coli activated shark liner.
Get the ShamWow. He went big this time. That's
it just goes back to elderly abuse. I mean,
dude,
you know, Dianne Feinstein, God bless her soul. But you know, they were talking about having her retire like a couple years ago. Like, no, you know, don't baseball players know when it's time to hang it up? I mean,
dude, that lady's. Are you talking about the lady in California
who just passed away? Yeah,
it looked like her glasses were melting off her face. She was so old, and she was sitting there. Just like it was just like crooked. Like her face was. That wasn't right. And this is the best. This is what represents our country. Like this is like no wonder why they laugh at us everywhere. Like this is what we got. Like that's so crazy.
We are the laughing stock of the world. But when I get back in there, Stoney, it's not going to happen anymore. It's never going to happen. Putin never would have invaded Ukraine. This stuff going on in the Middle East never would have happened. Okay?
I think this proves a point, though. I think these senators and stuff could start like that seems to be like a part-time job to me. If you can have a 94-year-old person do that, like you can work your regular job at the insurance company and be a senator too. Like, you know, if Mitch McConnell can do that at 90, we don't need to be paying these guys as much.
You could still sell cars. Yeah, you could sell cars and go do it.
All sell cars.
Yeah,
sell cars. Yeah, you know they own dealerships. That's what they do.
Yeah,
and then their kids are going to be the next senators. That's how this works.
Well, I think you know both parties have failed us the last 40 plus years. And a lot of them are in it for themselves. They enrich themselves. I think there should be term limits. And I'm all for more parties, you know, coming into the fold. Because it's like, you know, 2 parties is one more than a dictatorship, Stoney. Riddle me that one, Mav. Two-party system, that's one more than a dictatorship. You know, the body kind of has got the, you know, he took a couple chairs to the head over the years, you know. He's on Cameo now, Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, Jesus. You've interviewed him a few times, haven't you?
Yeah, we had him on. We did an audio phone interview, and Eric actually got to hang out with him in New York City for an hour and filmed an interview with him, which was, I wasn't there for that, but it was awesome, according to Eric. Yeah, it's fun, man. I love it. I love it, man. So, well, we're coming up on near the hour, guys. Where can people find your stuff and say hi to you online or social media? Give us the plugs.
Go ahead, Matt.
Well, you can find me at right now. Well, I got a new phone, so I think I might have lost Prasad Entertainment. Instagram's not letting me get that back. But you can find me at Unlocked Character. That's unlocked, but underscore. But it's Char Actor. CharActor. Because, you know, if you turn off the lights, I'm that unlocked character in Mortal Kombat.
Fight.
That's it, man.
Stoney, where can we find you?
Tim Stone Comedy, man. That's it. Like I'm all over. I'm YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Yeah. You can find me in Swansea too.
also, moms for a price, he'll come to your house and pretend to be Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, you say that all the time.
Doesn't he look like a 1990s Mark Wahlberg?
What's that? I need the backwards.
He's like, Mr. Walker, I want to date your daughter.
Mr. Walker, what's going on here, Mr. Walker? You seem like a nice guy.
I want to let you know I have every good intention with your daughter. Oh my God, is that a transformer?
Oh my God, dude.
Boys, we're gonna have a lot of fun in a couple weeks, man.
Oh fuck yeah, man. Hell yeah. Tim said, what do you you gotta give me a fucking commando. General, get in the chop, call General Wayne Kirby.
Stoney, my men are not Dylan, you son of a bitch, you set me up. my men are not expendable. You know, he's like, what's the matter, Dylan? CIA got you pushing too many pencils?
Yeah.
Dude, their arms are clearly somebody just like spritz both of their arms.
Dude, the chainmail vest. Every time I see our Secretary of State or the Kirby, I just think of that fucking the General Kirby from General Kirby from Commando.
Oh, is that Commando? Oh,
yeah.
Jenny! Yeah. Hey, Sully, remember when I told you I'd kill you last? I lied. He drops him.
Dude, I keep
everybody, you can expect impersonations. You can expect some ridiculous stand-up, some funny but true stories. These guys are both dads. That so they a lot of people in the audience are going to be parents, and it's going to be a mixed bag of people. So it's going to be a lot of fun. But tickets are still on sale. You can get them.
Yeah, it's a great venue too. You got as well. That's a fun place to go. So I
think they got like 200 different whiskeys too. So an Irishman like myself,
they definitely. That's it. And I don't know. Peterborough is an awesome little small town, man. I think get there early so you can park. I think it'll probably
they got decent food. They got good food there, and it's going to be the scene. So. We'll have to have you guys back on again sometime, man. I appreciate you guys coming on.
I appreciate you, man. Give my best to your brother too, and the good fight over there, and what he's doing. So, and thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely. I know. I miss you too, Stoney. We're going to be a family real soon.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, that was another edition of Jacqueline Radio. I had a lot of fun, and we will be back with you soon. Have a good night.